Hello and welcome to Joy This Moment. I'm your host and coach, Mevy here to open hearts and transform minds so you can live your best life as your most joyous and successful self. So let's dive into this episode. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Joy This Moment. If you are new here, hello for the very first time. I insert jazz hands. I mean, you can't see what I'm doing, so I'm just going to narrate the fact that I totally jazz hand. I'm not really sure what I'm saying right now. Okay, if you're here for the very first time, thank you so much for joining and tuning in to Joy This Moment. I'm your host and coach, Mevy, here to open hearts and transform minds so you can be your most joyous and successful self. Because success is inevitable. You just need to get your subconscious mind on board and life will be a success. So, if you're tuning in here, expect to have loads of different mindset hacks, tips and tricks, plus lots of life lessons with lols, because I do like to throw in quite a few puns, memes, a little bit of drama, and just give you a little bit of an insight into my world so you can get to know me, and hopefully one day I'll get to know you too. In fact, that one of the best ways I would love to get to know you is if you DM me any questions. So anything that comes up through these podcasts, any aha moments that you have, please share them with me. Let's have a conversation and let's see if there is any areas of your life that you need a little bit of help with. Guarantee you it is a mindset block that is stopping you from achieving that goal, achieving that task, and being that best and most successful version of yourself. So whatever I can do to help you, I absolutely will. Just DM me and let's talk. All right? Okay. So let me give you an update into what's happening to my world, because I know it's been a little bit of time since the last episode. So what has Mev been up to? I actually made a list. Okay, so first of all, I've been taking a little bit of a healing and recovery break. Bobbing to Dubai for 5 weeks was lovely. Sun, sand, sunsets, and sun, sand, sea and sunsets. Yes, my triple four. It was totally needed. But whilst I was out there, this is gonna sound bizarre, but I was actually missing the rain. I was actually missing the rain back home. I guess I've just gotten used to little bits of erratic and unpredictable weather. So whilst the sun was really nice, I was just missing home. So yeah, I've just been taking time to recover, chill out, taking a little bit of a step back from the business end of things, because I needed to slow down, just having a few problems that I need to work through. So I'm just taking my time, and that's okay. Life happens. We just gotta take a step back and process through things, and it is absolutely normal. Like resting, healing. It is, in fact, I feel rest is sometimes more productive than just working. We are so wired to work. Oh, I think I was about to wrap that, but I kind of stopped myself. Otherwise, I would just fall out of flow. So yeah, we're just so wired to work, and we forget that we need to rest as well. Because it's all about recovering our energy, right? We have limited energy. I mean, there are ways we can elevate and improve our energy levels, but at the end of the day, if you're constantly working on task to task, and if you're so used to being a workaholic, which is what I was a total workaholic, and I'm a bit of a restaholic. So the tables have turned. No, I prefer prioritizing rest over work, because I know how much more happier my mind feels, my body feels, and I'm just so in tune with what I need that I love taking that step back and giving myself what I need in order to feel better, so I can get back and to work and make the podcast for you and share my experiences, share my knowledge, and teach everyone about mindset transformation, because I really feel everyone needs to know this. Okay, everyone needs to know how to wire their mind for success. So yeah, taking a healing break and taking it slow. Oh, here's a fun thing that happened yesterday. So I was spending most of the day just gearing up and preparing for my life coaching certification interview, and I was just so pumped for it, ready to just sort of get it done. Actually was looking forward to it, and we got through about 20 minutes in the interview. I was asked a few questions on how to coach someone on how to plan, how to make a long-term plan, and I was just about to give my answer when literally the audio failed, and I was like, oh my gosh, the audio has just failed. I couldn't hear my trainer couldn't hear me, and just I don't know what happened in my laptop, because today the audio is working fine, so I just don't know what happened. But we tried everything, and I tried to reset my computer and jump back on the call, and just nothing was working. So I was just like, well, clearly I'm not meant to be qualified today. So that was an epic fail. I epically failed my life coaching qualification, guys, but here I am coaching you. No, it's fine. It's just been rescheduled. Just a little hiccup. We'll be well. Speaking of qualifications, I am onto the last bit of my yoga teacher training as well. So exciting to just get through this. I signed up to this on a whim in July. In fact, I had zero plans to be a yoga teacher. It was just something I was enjoying through lockdown. Yeah, dived into yoga like 2 years ago, but I wasn't doing it like that religiously. But since lockdown started, I thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna dedicate myself to a daily yoga practice, 15 minutes a day. What happened was I was then easily able to do an hour a day and then meditate for 2 hours, so like 3 hours, 3-hour yoga routine, and just feel as if time had stopped. So I was like, okay, probably should go and do a yoga teacher training then, since I'm loving it. So just did it for myself and felt so many benefits from it. I mean, it's massively improved my mental health to the point where I have healed my own long-term anxiety, because I suffered from complex post-traumatic stress disorder due to a few unresolved childhood trauma, and there's still a few things I'm working through on that front, but yoga really provided that space for me to really slow down and become the observer of my minds, so that I can actually heal from the inside. It's just been remarkable. So I really encourage everyone to explore meditations and breath work. Yoga practice. Yoga isn't just for your daily fitness routine, it is for so much more. Okay, so on to today's topics, because that's kind of what's been going on in my life, just taking downtime and studying and trying to just nail these qualifications. So today's topic is all about gratitude, #gratitude attitude. Okay, I think I'm going to be quite musical in this session, clearly. So this is the story of how I got back to the UK. Seriously, it's just going to be one of those episodes. So for those of you who've been with me on this Joy This Moment journey, you already know the drill. I'm musical AF. And for those of you who are tuning in first time, get with the program. Alright, so the story of how I got back to the UK and how gratitude feeds in. It will all make sense by the end of the story. So I got back from the UAE on Saturday the 24th of October. All of these dates are very important because yeah, you'll see. So earlier in the week, on Monday the 19th, I was aware that I had to do a COVID test because it was a requirement that anyone flying into the UK or the EU, anyone leaving Dubai Airport, they had to do a COVID test if you were flying to the UK and the EU from Dubai. So I was like, fine, I know there had to be a test on the way back. I was all geared up, prepared for it, and researched what I had to do. So I'd planned ahead. Now, luckily, where I was staying with Dad, just 5 minutes down the road, I could pop over there and get a COVID test done for free because they were offering it to international travellers. And I was like, great, what a bonus. Then on Tuesday, Tuesday the 20th, some new information comes in that the test was only for international travellers that were flying out of Ras Al Khaimah Airport. It wasn't for anyone who's flying out of Dubai. Now, to me, the COVID test is the same. So I was like, okay, does this mean I have to pop to Dubai to get this test? Well, let's do some research. And after contacting a few people, it turns out, yeah, had to go all the way to Dubai. So on Wednesday, thankfully, my dad set his meetings aside in the afternoon and we went to get this test done in a particular test centre that gets you the results within 24 hours. So we went, we did that, and then we were hoping that they would just email us a copy of the report because that's something that had to be presented on the desk at check-in. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but I did have a number that they gave me, and I called that number to try and figure out where I can get my test certificate. By this point, I already knew I was COVID negative, so I had packed. Amazing news, I was like packed, ready to go, just needed my certificate. Now, I spent the better part of Thursday calling number to number to number, just figuring out how I can get a printed copy of my certificate because no one was really telling me how to get access to this. And it just got to this point where I was like, I just need some freaking good news. I just need to get my hands on the certificate or just someone to tell me where to go get it. So I finally spoke to someone through this whole number calling chain because at this point, I'd spoken to 8 different people. So the 9th person told me to go to a particular health clinic and give a number I received, and that's where I would receive the test certificate at a charge of additional 70 dirhams. And I was like, okay, fine, yeah, if we have to do that, we have to do that. So Thursday evening, we pop over because my flight was on Friday night and the centres were closed on Friday because Friday is a weekend. Of course, I mean, totally makes sense, but I need to get my hands on it. So we went to this clinic and we got my certificate. And at that point, there was some unclarity if that was the right thing because I just got a lab report. And I was like, is this sufficient? And there was a lady in the counter that said, well, this doesn't look like the right thing, and this doesn't look like the right certificate. You need to just check with the doctors. And I'm just like, well, the doctor's telling me the right thing. So there was a lot of confusion. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna pray is the right thing, and then just hopefully this will all be fine at the airport. Now, we get to the airport, and after all that drama, they didn't even check the certificate. And I asked them at the desk, aren't you checking this? And they're like, no, we're not checking it today. And I was like, oh my word, of all of that hoop jumping, and it didn't even get me anywhere. Well, I mean, I was still going home, but I was like, okay, fine, get on the plane. And then I just thought to myself, you know what? There was a lesson that had to be learnt over there. And I wasn't really sure what the lesson was, but it sort of hit me later. It really, really hit me later. So anyway, I arrive at Heathrow Airport with my brain pretty much frazzled because the last few days were all about this COVID test and certificate and running around from here and there and just feeling so exhausted. and I collect my train tickets because, oh gosh, it would have been ideal to get the coach, but there was very limited ability. So anyway, get my train tickets, head towards the tube station. I thought I had to go to the tube station, and turns out everything had to be rerouted because there were extra train closures happening that day. I mean, of course, it was a Saturday. There's always work going on a Saturday. So I just had to take more of the scenic route. And there's me with my small carry-on, my backpack, and a big proper suitcase. But luckily it had 4 wheels, so I could drag it along. And on some of the stations, the lifts weren't working either. So I went on about 7 different trains just to get to one particular platform so that I could just get that direct train home, and then that was also cancelled. So I couldn't really go from Liverpool Street, and I had to go, which other station did I have to go to? I can't even remember the name of the station, but it wasn't Liverpool Street. It was a totally new station that I've not ever used. And from there, I would somehow get to Cambridge, and then from Cambridge get to Norwich. But on the way to getting to that other new station, which I really can't remember right now, I missed a few of my stops, and I was shuffling back and forth, and it got to this point where I was just freaking exhausted, and the waterworks came. I was like, just want to get home. I am exhausted from a few days of running around. I'm exhausted running on trains. I'm just tired. So those are the tears of tiredom. And eventually I got to Cambridge, and once I got to Cambridge, I got home. Now, the reason why I've told you this long-winded story is, despite me feeling tired and frustrated, the one thing that kept me going, the one thing that kept me going was gratitude. Throughout every step of the way, from when I was trying to figure out how to get my certificate, trying to figure out first planning to get the test and certificate, all the way up to all of these bits of travel drama and train changes, whatever, I was constantly grateful in my heart for every step of the way. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that these people stopped and helped me carry my suitcase over the stairs. I'm so grateful that people were telling me which trains to get on because my brain wasn't working. I'm so grateful that I can sit on this train because most of the train looks busy and I've been able to find a seat. I'm so grateful that I'm one step closer to home. I'm so grateful that I'm back in the UK. I'm so grateful for being COVID negative. And the list just kept carrying on. It just my heart and mind, they were just filled with moments and moments of gratitude, even though I was feeling so frustrated, so tired, just so fed up. But gratitude kept me going. And the more grateful I was feeling, the more I realized there were people around there who wanted to help and support me. And just doing little things like, I'd actually accidentally drop my phone on the ground, and then usually I just pick it up, but someone else instantly picked it up. There were lots of little things that were happening, and I was like, wow, the power of gratitude, when you ingrain it in your heart, it really, really goes a long way. And that is what I really, really want to share, how important gratitude is, because it really lifts you up in the dark and difficult moments. And for me, that was particularly stressful. So one of the best ways you can build gratitude in your daily lives is getting yourself a gratitude journal. So I got myself a gratitude journal. This is 52 weeks long, so it covers the whole year. And every day in the morning, I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. And this can be very difficult at first, but the more you do it and build it into your lifestyle, it does become easier. Remember, it takes 21 days for new neurons to appear in your brain. So if you want to change a habit or build a habit, in this case you want to build a habit of gratitude, you do for 21 days and your brain produces new neurons, which are electrical pathways in your brain. So there's new neurons there. So there's a new roadmap. Continue it for up to 66 days and you have a habit, and continue it for 90 days, 3 months. It's a lifestyle. And I started this gratitude journal 4 months ago. So for me now, gratitude is part of my lifestyle. And I'm going to read out the first thing that I wrote, like back in July when I got a hold of this. So, let me pick this up. So these are the first few things I wrote down. Today I'm grateful for my comfy pillows, my really comfy pink robe, the hot water bottle, and some chocolate. Okay, I think it's fair to say that I was definitely on my period that day, because those are the things I'm always grateful for at that time. So yeah, that's quite funny actually. Yeah, so it can be literally as mundane as I am grateful to have a pair of pajamas, because guess what, there's people out there in the world who don't have access to a pair of pajamas, and if you have a pair of pajamas, you are doing great, okay? So yeah, you can be literally grateful for anything. You can be grateful for the people in your life. You can be, in fact, grateful for something that you did as well. Extend that gratitude towards yourself. This isn't just about appreciating the things and blessings and people in your life. You yourself are a blessing, all right? Appreciate yourself. You can be grateful for what you're doing for others and for the world as well. All right, so that is the story, Balamori. Okay, yeah. All right, thank you so much for tuning into this week's sesh. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And it is my humble request that you like and subscribe to this podcast where possible on the podcast platforms. If you can drop a review, that'd be great, so we can get this out to more and more people. And if you've had an aha moment, or you've got something that you have learned from this session, take a screenshot of this episode, tag me on Instagram at Mev's Moments, and share your aha moment with me. All right, have a wonderful day and catch you in the next one.